It says on a standard number line, how far from the origin is the point 0? This is the number line. This is the 0, the 1, the 2, the 3, the -1, the -2, the -3, and so forth. It says on this line, how far from, this is the origin. How far from the origin the point 0? Well, how far is it? How many units? 0 units. It's right there. There's no distance. Now these, which one of the following is false? Remember, the number on the right is bigger than the number on the left. This is the -2, and the -10 is here. Is the -10 bigger than -2? No, that's false. And they're asking which one is false. Let's look at this. 6 is somewhere here. -2 is here. Is 6 bigger than -2? Yes, it is. That's true. Is the -4? Is the -3 bigger than the -4? Yes, it is. Is the 5 bigger than the -5? Yes, it is. So the only one that's false is this one. The number on the right is always bigger than the number on the left. The next one. The sum of a negative number and 0 is what? So what's, for example, what's -5 plus 0? -5. What's -7 plus 0? -7. What's -12 plus 0? -12. So when you take a negative number, add to it 0, the answer is always the number itself. So here the sum of a negative number and 0 is 0. No, that's false. The sign of the number with the greater absolute value, it's always a negative, right? This actually could be true. B here. Because if you're adding a negative number, and notice these, if you take the absolute value of them, the 5 is bigger than 0, the -7 is bigger than 0, the -12 is bigger than 0. All of them are bigger than 0. So it's their sign. So in a way, that's correct. We know the answer is always negative, but it's going to be the sign of these numbers, which is always going to be a negative number. But that could be true, actually. Can't be positive, can't be 0. The sum of a number and its opposite. For example, has 5 plus, what's the opposite of 5? -5. So when you add them, what's 5 plus a -5? 0. If the number is -7, add to it its opposite. What's the opposite to -7? 7. What's -7 plus 7? 0. A -9, add to it its opposite, which is 9. What's -9 plus 9? 0. 4, add to it its opposite. That's a -4. What's 4 plus -4? 0. So when you take a number, add to it its opposite, the result is always a 0. Now here we need to simplify. The question is, what's -5 plus a -7 minus the 3? So let's do the first two numbers. Same sign, we add them and keep the sign. You're adding here. 7 and 5 is 12, and the sign is negative. There's the minus, and there's the 3. We have subtractions. Subtraction, if you remember, keep, change, change. Keep the first number. Change the sign to positive, and change that number to what? -3. Now these two numbers have the same sign. What do? Add them and keep the sign. -15. Keep, change for subtractions. Question 6. -8 minus 2 plus 1 minus 0 minus 6. Left to right. We're going to do the first one. So this is the subtraction right here. Keep the first, change the sign, and change that number. That'll give me what? -10. Same sign, you add and keep the sign. Let's copy the rest of the problem. Different signs, let's subtract. 1 from 10, 9, and the sign is going to be negative. -9, take away 0 from it, still -9. Minus the 6. Again, the minus is going to be changed to a plus. Keep, change. And what's the answer? -15, is it? Question number 7. A negative number times a positive number. Let's try a few of them. What's -3 times 5? Different signs, the result is what? Negative. Same sign, the result is positive. 4 times a -2. -8 minus 1 times 5. -5. So a negative number times a positive number, the result is always negative. Remember the rule for multiplications and division. If the signs are the same, the result is positive. If the signs are different, the result is negative. Number 8. -2, -3 squared, plus 3 times a -4. Order of operations. You got to do this one first. Remember, that means -3 times a -3, which is what? Same sign, the result is positive. So that will be -2 times a 9 plus 3 times a -4. Different signs, the result is negative. -18. There's the plus. Different signs, the result is negative. Now we're going to add two numbers of the same sign. We add them and keep the sign. -30. We covered this last time. What's -4 divided by 0? How about undefined? 0 on the bottom is a problem. Zero on the bottom is a problem. So -4 over 0, you get 0 on the bottom. Can't be done. That's a problem. And the last one is -8 divided by -4. Notice these are the same sign. What do you do when the signs are the same?
Make the number positive.
Make it a positive. 8 divided by 4? 2. So when you multiply and divide, if the signs are the same, the result is always positive. If the signs are different, the result is always negative.